Yo, what's up guys, SK here, and last week I had the joy to play the first Descendant beta along with other players that were interested in the game. And before I even played, I did watch a few videos from other content creators that got into play, I guess a pre-beta before the actual open beta, or before the beta that we got to play in. And I saw some things I didn't like initially, but I decided, I'm not going to make a video until I actually get my hands on it and, mess with it myself. And so, that's what I did. I played a good amount of the game, actually. I played a lot. I farmed a lot. I ended up kind of sticking myself to farming instead of trying to progress, because I don't like progressing in betas. I like to figure out things and farm things and learn about, the gamescape, rather than just push through the game and, try to get to end game, which people were trying to do quickly. Which, I mean, that's part of testing a beta as well. But yeah, I played this with an Xbox controller, my old Xbox controller that I had, and it was pretty responsive. There were some issues where buttons weren't responding quite as quickly as I wanted them to. But then once I replugged in the controller, it did get fixed. There were some issues where buttons were not responding at all, and I couldn't fix that. Even with replugging it in, even with restarting the game, it's just probably beta things, to be honest. So that was that. As for the graphics and gameplay and power of the PC being able to compute whatever's going on, my computer did horribly the first day, and that was because I had so many open programs and I forgot to close out Google Chrome, which I had 50 tabs open. That's an over estimation, but I had probably 17 tabs open, to be honest. But yeah, so that kind of made my performance suffer in the beginning, because I had OBS open as well as just everything else open. So the second day, I actually made sure I restarted my computer, made sure I left off all the unneeded apps. I had my Twitch stream up. I had my my Streamlabs open so I could stream, and that was pretty much it. And the gameplay worked out a lot better. I was hitting the frames I wanted to hit, so I was feeling a lot better about it from that point on. Now, going into the actual gameplay, moving aside from performance, the gameplay was really similar. It felt like everything we've played before when it comes to Destiny and Warframe, Division, even when it comes down to that. It's a lot of running and gunning and hiding behind objects if you can. If there's no objects, you're kind of just getting shot at and hoping your HP can tank it out. But it's nothing new. I can't say it's anything new. Aside from the grappling hook was a nice addition, but I feel like they could have done more with that, because the grappling hook is not physics based in the least. And by that I mean there's no whipping your grappling hook and traveling at a velocity by altering your path even a little bit, or swinging the grappling hook to make it to where you wrap around the enemy or wrap around an object or a place of the field. I feel like that's something they needed to actually do to make that grappling hook feature be a bit more feel a bit more alive, because that felt very stiff to me the entire time. No matter what I did, I'd use it to try to jump up to get higher, and it kind of just left your character in a deadfall. Once you did it, you couldn't jump out of it, you couldn't boost out of it. You could grapple him up to 2 times before you had to wait on the cooldown, and you were kind of just stuck falling from wherever you were. There was no maneuverability in there to deal with the deadfall, and there was no extra movement permitted by the grappling hook besides the ability to go up or forward. So say the building, like the building the boss is right next to a second ago, I want to grappling hook onto that and try to swing around and use the building for cover. I couldn't do that. I'd have to, it'll grappling hook me and pull me directly towards the building. That is honestly one of the worst things about the game, because in this game there's not much cover when you're fighting enemies, especially in the actual open field. The enemies are kind of just swarming you, and you're kind of just taking it out, which means you're going to be leveling up your runes very quickly. You're going to be pushing your runes to the maximum enhancement that they can go every time you get a chance, because if you don't, you will die on the very next mission. And the missions are relentless when it comes to pushing your character, to make sure that you're having a, because it's pretty much a rune check every mission after, and it's not easy to get past those missions after that, because the missions take a long time. I'm not sure if you have to actually run the missions back to back, but I ran them back to back every time until it told me I can go back to town. So you probably didn't have to do that, but I did that. That's just honestly how I play. I like to run everything together and then, you know, move on to the next step. But aside from that, when it came to gameplay, the world was big, and that was also part of a problem, because like I said, there wasn't enough movement to cover how big the world is. Of course, there's the other Descendant characters that have, you know, movement speed up because of their affinity with lightning or whatever, but there are other characters that aren't movement speed based, that suffer otherwise, so they're kind of just sitting there sprinting until they get to point A or point B, and that's pretty much it. Like, there's no movement aside from that, and that I feel like that's really going to hurt the game as well, because in Destiny you have cover, you have abilities that get you moving back and forth. You can teleport with some classes. I haven't played Destiny enough to actually know what most of the classes do, but I know that they do have some form of movement in the game. Warframe, which I'm much more versed with, has a lot more movement capabilities. Freaking ninjas in space, so I mean, that speaks for itself. Now, the biggest thing I want to say about this game is it definitely has to be a free-to-play game. If it's not going to be free-to-play, like which it's already confirmed to be free-to-play, but if it wasn't going to be free-to-play, it would have died pretty quickly. Like, it would have been a niche game for people looking for something new to do, but it has nothing new to offer when it comes to, like, the story is pretty much all new. That's it for, like, what's new to the game that you could enjoy as a story. Anything else, you're kind of just playing Warframe and Destiny with stale movement, and there's nothing else to that, to be honest. There is not like the game, you learn more movement as you go further on. I went pretty far into the beta, I think. I got to the Red Desert, and there wasn't much else past that, to be honest. Like, there wasn't anything new to learn past that. The guns that you got kept repeating and just getting better with rarity. Same names, different rarity, higher damage. It's kind of just like a gear check every time you got into a different zone. So it's like, that's pretty much all it was to the game. There wasn't any depth to playing it aside from the story-wise, which, I mean, the story kept up. It was kind of, it was very, very, very noticeable what was going to happen next when it came to the story. It was a generic story, really. Like, it's not really that deep of a story. It's a very generic story. I do like the visuals of the game. It's doing a good job of using Unreal Engine 5, but there's nothing substantial about the game. Now, the fact that it's something new, that is what's going to make a lot of people want to play it, and that's what's really going to make me play it as well, because I've done all I can in Warframe. Warframe doesn't feel like anything new to me besides the quests that they have out, which they bring out new systems and stuff with the quests. But that's pretty much it with Warframe. Like, I hop on, do the quest, and then after that I'm just waiting for the next big update. And that's what it feels like this is going to be as well. It's going to be the game that you play for a while until you run out of content, and then they come out with another update, and then you play it for the new update, and you just keep doing that cycle. Which I guess it's cool to have a game to add into the cycle, but we want something more, we want something bigger to come out of these looter shooters. We want something different. And this game isn't really offering that much that's different to what we have already. It has open world, which Warframe now has an open world. Destiny kind of boasted more of an open world style scenario. Even though their missions were kind of like, even though their worlds were kind of like, you know, zone locked or whatever, it still kind of had an open world setting style area. Warframe had been doing open world for like the last few years now with their open world maps. This game was kind of just those two mixed together, really. So I'm gonna play it because it's gonna be free. It's gonna be on console. I'm gonna be playing on console, PS5. But there's nothing really substantial about this game that I can see so far. They're gonna have to add a lot more characters because I see people maxing out characters very quickly, especially within the beta. There was one guy that was burning through leveling up the characters, and I forgot his name, but I played with him on a few of the Colossi missions. And every mission he had a different every mission I played with him he had a different Descendant selected. So I was like, okay, you're just one of those guys that get everything and just rush through everything, huh? Okay, gotcha. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I don't really have anything new to add about that. I'm not sure what other videos have said about the game. I've seen some people talking about a lot of downfalls with it, but I haven't actually checked the videos out. So hopefully you find some insight on this game here. Like I said, it's going to be on console, it's going to be on PC, it's going to be free to play. It's by Nexon, so take from that what you will. And it's called The First Descendant. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, and share if you want to see more content. I'm not sure how deep I'll get into this game when it comes to future content, because it's kind of put everything out there that it has on the table so far. We'll see what happens when the game launches, however. We do have a few more months until that happens. Hopefully a few more months and not another year or so. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.